Hello and welcome back to my channel. Happy International Women's History Month. Have you ever asked yourself, what kind of confidence do I have as a woman? Is my confidence inside out or outside in? Do you even know what that means? Well, if you struggle with confidence in one way or the other, then this video is for you. Again, if you are new, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and please make sure you share this video with a woman that needs this kind of message. Because as women, we all know that confidence is very important to all that we do. So I'm going to jump right in. The reason why this topic matters is because many women base confidence on external factors, including me. So everything that I share here is my own experience. I've failed, I've fallen flat on the floor. I've struggled with outside in confidence, and I'm going to tell you what that means in a bit and how to even know if you're living with that kind of confidence. But the reason why this matters is because sometimes we are very focused on the triple A's, okay? And that would be achievements, appearance, or approval. Some people call it people pleasing, all wrapped in the three A's, rather than deep, unshakable belief in who you have been created to be. And so today I'm inviting you to reflect on this one question before I go into the three parts of this conversation today. And the question is, who gave you or who inspired your definition of confidence? So when you talk about confidence, where did you get the definition from? Because sometimes we get to inherit definitions of like success from people, but we've never sat down to think about what does confidence really look like from my perspective in this season of life. So again, this message doesn't matter what season of life you're in. If you're having children, you're a single mom, or you're a single lady in your early 20s, in your middle 15s, whatever it is, this message will serve you well. So make sure you stick to the end because I have a surprise gift for you. All right, so let's move right to part one. Let's really define, let's understand, Esther. So what is inside out, outside in confidence? Okay, so let's define this. When we talk about outside in confidence, that is dependent on external validation. So, you know, like the titles, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a this. I mean, the truth is culture and society has sold us that when you get married, that's kind of your identity. Right? So there's the titles. I have to be a manager, a business owner, a this, a that. The looks, the success, the relationships. When your confidence is dependent on those factors, that is outside in confidence. Outside in confidence also defined and easily shaken by failure. So failure is definitely a stepping stone to success. But when you're easily shaken by criticism, rejection, life changes, that means that is now in the driver's seat. That is a sign that you are living from a place of outside in confidence. Then the last piece to define outside in confidence is it creates a cycle of seeking approval instead of true confidence in who you are. True confidence in your authenticity. Let me know in the chat if this is making sense to you. You know, as we celebrate International Women's History Month, I've been reflecting on how I show up. And that leads me to the definition of inside out confidence. Inside out confidence means you're rooted in self-awareness as a leader, as a mom, whatever role you're wearing, you're rooted in awareness of who you are, what you would live with, what you're aligned with, your values, your purpose. Inside out confidence also stays strong even when circumstances change, because your true confidence is something that should be unchanging. And the part I like most about inside out confidence got to play out last week. I was on a panel for International Women's Day, and we were given some questions, you know, to prepare beforehand. And I had a couple of questions, you know, I had a couple of responses because I just wanted to be prepared, right? Which is okay. But when we got there, the game shifted, right? It was like, well, we're going to ask you just one question. And if it was Esther before, from an outside-in perspective, I would get all rattled, like, oh my goodness, which one are they going to ask? Okay, no, I was like, the most important thing is to speak from my heart, right? And I think that is what inside out confidence is: speaking from your heart, speaking the truth, and speaking from a place of authenticity. And that's what I did. So inside out confidence allows you to show up powerfully in leadership, relationships, business, career. And the feedback from the events, I've got emails, I've got, text messages, I've got even on social media reaching out to say that was life changing. And honestly, I had to look at, what did I say again? Like, because it wasn't scripted. And I'm not saying you shouldn't use your script, right? But I'm saying that what I've learned moving from, and that's going to be, our next, okay, I'm going to talk about signs that you're operating from outside in confidence. But one of the ways you're going to know that you've shifted is when you're no longer rattled by changes like that, right? Because it's not, you're not trying to prove anything. That's what I was looking for. That's the word. Outside in confidence is trying to prove yourself. Inside out is, this is who I am, right? This is my story. This is my journey. And again, sharing it from a place of, for me, from a place of wisdom and knowing the right timing. Because sometimes you share stories to people that don't have the capacity to hold your stories. That's extremely important. Signs that you're operating. So you might wonder, so how do I even know that I'm operating from an outside in confidence? Well, you feel worthy only when you're achieving something. Last year I took a 6-month sabbatical for healing, and that was scary. It took a lot of courage. I remember my business coach saying, so how are you going to earn money? I don't know. But I know that I cannot be defined by those things anymore. And I trust that God, who has created me, and he says we should come unto him to rest. I'm like, I don't know. And it worked out, right? Coming out of that journey, I felt like I don't have to feel worthy only when I'm achieving. So signs you're operating from outside in confidence is, well, I feel worthy only when I have XYZ, right? Or you struggle with self-doubt when facing rejection or failure, or you hesitate to set boundaries. You can't say no. You're saying yes, but inside you it's no. So there's a conflict, there's a misalignment with your identity, or you can't even advocate for your self-care, right? Or what I call the comparison trap. You're comparing yourself to others. You're scrolling on social media. And again, truth is sometimes I still do that. But the difference is this. I'm going to move to shifting. I'm able to switch gears swiftly. And this is where the confidence code framework I'm going to be sharing on March 19th comes into play. So if you're not on my email list and haven't heard about this event, the confidence code is a 60-minute breakthrough experience in honor of International Women's Month. It's my gift to women to help them move from outside in confidence to inside out confidence. It's the mindset shift every woman needs. I mean, I remember that I was on the outside in and I was always worried about everything and anything. But now, living life from a place of rest, from a place of alignment, from a place of truth, from a place of freedom. So below this video, you have the opportunity to get your name in before the door closes in a couple of days. All right, let's keep going. So how do you shift to inside out confidence? Well, the first thing is you want to clarify, what's my core identity? Who am I beyond the roles and titles, beyond being a wife, a mom, a colleague, a manager, a leader, supervisor, all those things, sibling, first child, daughter, sister. Who are you beyond those roles? And that takes a lot of deep introspection, deep reflection, which I'm going to be sharing in my upcoming book. Yes, stay tuned for that. Watch out for this space. And so, clarifying your core identity helps you to shift your confidence level to one that is sustainable. The second tip is to rewire your inner narrative. One of my friends would say that mindset reengineering, or maybe mindset transformation, right? It's challenging the negative self-talk and and the comparison trap and all the other things that eats at our confidence as women. The last part is, how do you strengthen your boundaries? You know, I talk about boundaries a lot, right? And I'm going to be talking more about this at the workshop as well. How do you say no to what drains you and yes to what aligns with your heart? Example, let's get practical. I had quite a number of invitations for International Women's Day. The truth is, first of all, my capacity in this season is not the way it was in the previous season. So I am very mindful of my energy and my capacity, and I say no a lot. And so I've said a lot of no's this month. Like, I didn't want to be part of all those just go talk. Again, for me, I'm also aligned with the voice of God because I know that He knows where He's taking me to, right? And I want to make sure that I am aligned with my calling. But when this opportunity came for the panelists I talked about last weekend, it was a yes, because it was something that was going to promote what God is doing with women in this season. So that is one way to shift to inside out confidence. So, you know, you take bold, aligned actions, and your confidence grows when you act despite fear. And so lastly, I want to invite you again to join the Confidence Code webinar. You're going to leave with a framework to build unshakable inside out confidence. You're going to live with practical strategies that would silence imposter syndrome or self-doubt. You're also going to live with practical tools that will help you step into leadership with boldness. Leadership, again, not title, but influencing people's lives with impact. Oh, I love that. Influencing people's lives with impact. So this is the limited time special rate for the incredible value you'll be receiving from this learning experience. Is also going to be very interactive at the end. So if you want to learn more about this inside out, outside in concept, you definitely want to join us. The link will be below this video. But I want to, as we wrap up today, I want to encourage you to reflect. Are you building confidence from the inside out? And again, I'm going to ask that question. Who gave you your definition of confidence? Who inspired you? Do you need to redefine it? And I'm going to show you this last thing before we wrap up today, because this is one of the tools that I use to define confidence. And that is the fact that most times women, when we see what people see in women on the outside, the top of the iceberg, that's the outside in confidence, success, resilience. Oh, this woman is strong, right? And again, this is not to shame anybody, but this is just to help us see that we have been so sold, if that's the right word, to being holding things in and silencing. Remember, I studied physics, for those of you who do not know, but I believe that, energy is meant to flow in and out. And so when as a woman, you hold a lot of things in. So if you look at below the iceberg, which I'll be sharing at the webinar, there are lots of things that women suppress. Their voices are suppressed, your stories are suppressed because your environment has made you believe that you have to be something you are not. So I'm going to leave you with that question. Are you building confidence from the inside out? I want to invite you to please comment, to share, to like this video so that this could be a gift or a blessing or a light for another woman who is struggling with confidence, who is wearing all these hats and cannot find who God has created her to be, so that she can show up fully, brightly, and in freedom, right? Thank you so much for always coming back to watch. Let us know in the comments what stood out for you, what action you're going to take at the end of this video. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you again for watching.